Greetings and salutations. So we're back to talking about Sliders. It's been a while since we talked about this show. In this case, we're looking at 2 episodes, Enter the Mystic and Love Gods. Let's look at Enter the Mystic first. On this episode, Quinn becomes the target of a shaman who demands his brain for payment for a service rendered on an alternative Earth immersed in occult practices. Honestly, I gotta say this episode was pretty cool, I suppose. The fact that instead of, like, there being doctors, basically there's black magic and all that, so modern doctors were not thought of, like, say, oh, this is a reliable source of, helping others. I do have to say that the effects for this episode, when we go to the sorcerer, it's kind of a little bit goofy. It's kind of like early Harry Potter vibes to it. I do find it kind of funny, like, how at the entire episode, they basically, at one point, Quinn gets sued because apparently there's a doctor or something going around, and at the same time, like, it's just they're trying to get out of there. They have, like, see the not Grand Canyon, the Golden State Bridge, but it has gargoyles on it. So this one has a bit of a dark edge, but it's intriguing, I guess. And I kind of like the idea of, like, a world where it's just magic, and everyone is like, say, oh, this is just the norm. And I guess that's something like, oh, this is just this normal. I mean, honestly, this episode was alright.
$266 for what? Your friend's headache's gone. Service is rendered.
I suppose. That dude was pretty good for it. Next episode. What happened in this episode? Well, Quinn, the Professor, and Rembrandt, basically, they end up landing it, and as well as Wade, they all end up in a world where basically, it's believed to have a world where, men have been kind of wiped out. So basically, it's a world where men are basically wound up to the process of trying to help make the world, basically it's trying to make it so that, hey, man, they're being a source to help repopulate the world. It is pretty, like, intriguing, I guess. Like, because usually in episodes you'll have, like, say, what if there was no women or something like that, or what if there wasn't any children being reproduced. It's interesting in the fact that it's the men who are basically just being, like, working out, and to, like, say, yep, you're fit enough to help keep society going. Oh, you're not. Kind of deal. And I do have to say, like, yes, there is one character, and basically the Australian character basically just going to say, okay, he's the one who's had so many pregnancies in the world, and then, wait, my mind just kind of blew at that moment. I like say, wait, you're telling me that you're gonna have one dude who's gonna have, like, say, 1,000 pregnancies? So basically, you're trying to, like, say, like, okay, everyone's gonna be related to each other, in a way, like, like half sisters or half brothers or something like that. And yeah, it's an interesting idea, like, having that. Like, what if you live in a world, like, where, like, you are just, like, seen as that? I mean, honestly, this episode is entertaining. Then again, Sliders has always been a show that's trying to talk about, like, social or, like, ideas.
Quiet.
I don't see him in here. Did it ever occur to you before you trampled on my civil rights that you might have the wrong house?
That's kind of a dark street.
That's it. I'm calling my lawyers. I will sue the BRP, the SFPD. I'll have both of your badges.
You're gonna want to see this.
Wrong house. Yeah.
Away. With a flip right away. And overall, this episode's pretty good. I forgot to mention in the previous episode how at the end of the episode, Clan and them get home and he tries to like say, "Hey, is this the gate to my house?" And then if it's not, but it was, in the fact that a friend of his mom had basically just fixed the door to the house, the gate to the house. So basically, they were home in the previous episode, and then they just slid out. Almost home. I'll see you later.